Would you pay 3,000 RMB for someone to paint a little plastic figure that's only this big? Believe it or not, many people do. And that's just one small part of the world of Warhammer 40k, a hobby with millions of fans around the world, but one that many people have never heard of. My friend Jan certainly didn't expect it to become such a big part of his life. He came to China from South Africa to work as a teacher, but after discovering Warhammer 40k here, what started as a hobby gradually turned into a successful business. Today, Jan runs a miniature painting studio, employs a growing team of Chinese artists, and has built a community around a passion that completely changed the direction of his life. Let's step into his world and find out how a tiny plastic figure led to a life-changing opportunity. About your story, so you were a teacher first, right? You came from South Africa.
Yep.
You were a teacher here first. How many years did you teach?
12 years in China.
So you taught for 12 years and then you decided to set up this business, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you remind me, how did you come up with this idea?
It was COVID and I was browsing Taobao and I found this little box of Warhammer minis. It's 3 Space Marines and 5 pots of paint and a paintbrush. And I was like, I want to try this. So I ordered it, I gave it a shot, and I became obsessed with painting minis.
So you were never into Warhammer 40k before that?
Nope, it was before that. My hobbies were basically Lego. I loved Lego and always trying to build crazy stuff with Lego, and Gundam. So I was assembling Gundam, the larger miniatures, before I found Warhammer.
And how much time did it take to set up business after you first time bought that Space Marine set?
I didn't know this was a business. I didn't know commission painting was something. I was playing with my friends. After we played the game, my one friend looked at my mini and he said, "Hey, can I give you one of my minis? Then you paint it for me." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And he said, "I'll pay you." And I'm, "You're gonna pay me to paint a mini?" And he was like, "Yes." I'm like, "It's called commission painting." So I was, all right.
Google, what's commission painting?
Yeah, so I started, it just went down the rabbit hole. I started painting commission, so this was a few months. And then I was painting for people in Nanjing, all my friends. Then I officially launched this studio as a side hustle in August of 2021, and I started putting it in WeChat groups and stuff that I paint commission minis, and people from all over China started asking me. And then I was doing it at home every night after work, every weekend. All my free time went into painting other people's minis, and I quit my teaching job in end of July 2024.
Wow.
4 years later. 4 years later.
Is it better for money compared to teaching?
My personal income, no. Because I'm growing a business. So I put most of the income that the business makes, I keep putting back into the business.
All right.
It started with only me, and then I hired another painter and then another one. And then in last November, I hired 3 more and moved into this bigger studio. So every time there's an opportunity to grow, I just keep putting it back. So my salary is much lower than what it was when I was a teacher.
Do you see the end of that growth? Like, what's your goal? What do you want to become?
Much bigger than a studio. I want to become a brand in the hobby space. Like...
Commission painting brand?
No, I want to do everything I can. I want to make miniature cases. I want to start one day my own paint range, paint brushes. I'm never going to stop. I'm always going to look for new opportunities.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Obviously, all production will be based here in China.
Yes, most of these tools and stuff already are manufactured in China. Mm-hmm. So I think being here is kind of a bonus for me. How
popular is Warhammer 40k if you compare it with something else, any other hobby or anything else, like, I don't know, like football, for example. Football is super popular in the world.
Yes, it's massive.
What can you compare Warhammer 40k with?
I think it's still very niche at the moment. It's growing very fast. Like I said, I never did it as a kid, but from the people that I know that's been doing it as a kid or at high school and university, it used to be seen as a nerdy thing. And people used to be like, oh, you nerd, you're playing with your little toys. That culture's gone. People aren't seen as being nerds anymore.
That perception of
is
gone.
Only nerds do this kind of stuff. You're not cool if you do this. That's disappeared. They're producing a lot of video games, which is growing very fast. The story behind this is massive. They have a very big range of books and stories and everything, and almost anyone you ask if they've heard of the Warhammer, most people have. So a lot of people know the stories. Not as many people play the game or paint the minis. A lot of people paint minis as well. Miniature painting is growing massively on YouTube, on Instagram, everything. COVID kind of helped with that because people went back home, they were stuck home, and they maybe had some Warhammer minis and paint from when they were younger, and they were like, hey, I've got time, so I'm going to paint. And then people started doing it. That's one factor. Another factor is you play a game in person with your friend. You're not sitting behind a screen with headphones talking to someone on the internet that you've never seen or met before. You're in person, you're building social skills, you're strategic problem solving, all these skills, like social skills especially, like having to deal with another person physically in a game instead of just shouting over a microphone at someone if you get angry. You can't do that in person. So more people are looking for that kind of interaction. Henry Cavill, the Superman actor, he's constantly talking about it online. He paints Custodes as one of his armies, and he's currently working with Amazon to make a TV show. So I think when that TV show comes out, this is going to explode as well. So it's just becoming more and more popular.
How many people do you think are doing this, are interested in this in China?
Thousands of people.
In China?
Yes, thousands of people. I'm one of many painting studios all across China. There are many painting studios all over China. There are hobby stores where you can play Warhammer in all the major cities in China. I go to events where there's 100 players, and this is just competitive. Most people don't play competitive. There's like team events, and it's teams of 8, and the teams come from all over China to come play in Shanghai, and that's growing. The first time we did it, it wasn't nearly as big. So over the past few years, it's just grown and grown and grown.
Jan, what is this about? Can you give us a brief explanation? What's going on the table?
Sure. This is a miniatures skirmish game set in the Warhammer 40k universe. It's called Kill Team. Basically, what you have is you have 2 teams that fight against each other over objectives and control over the objectives. Teams vary in size from about 5 to 10 minis. You can see the blue guys here are the Space Marines, and these are the Orcs. The Orcs are a little bit weaker, so they need more models to control the board, and the Space Marines are a little bit more elite. So you have fewer models, but they're stronger on the board. These miniatures all come on sprues like this, and then a person has to cut the little pieces out, and you have to glue them together, and you have to paint them. So this is a hobby at home. The lore behind it is massive. Warhammer lore is massive. And then this is like the small version of the game where guys play with 2 teams against each other, and it takes about 2 hours.
What kind of event are you hosting today?
Today at the Forge we're hosting a Kill Team event. We have many different kinds of events at the Forge, and most of the events are organized by community members. Guys that come together and stand up and take on the responsibility of getting some people together to play a game. They invite a bunch of new players over. Today we have 14 players since this morning. They come around 9 a.m. and they play until almost 6 p.m. the entire day. It's fantastic, and they all hang out and they get to know each other and they make friends.
They get really excited, right?
They get super excited. This is a very intense game, very intense, and it's all about dice rolls. You're gonna get some hot dice rolls or some terrible dice rolls.
These are my crew. I'm really proud of them because of the crest. I love the colors of them. I'm not a great painter. I'm a pretty poor painter, but I actually love the way these guys look on the battlefield. I then moved to these guys who, except for the bases, which are a bit like meh, I'm actually quite happy with how these guys look. They're nothing on some of the real professional painters, but I like seeing them on the table. I feel happy when I'm playing. Because they look good, they look okay, you know. Right now I'm playing against a team called the Plague Marines, who are very, very tough. They're led by a brilliant guy called Mike, who's fantastic. He's also a gentleman, as you can see from there. So this is the third game I'm playing today, and it's great. I'm really enjoying it, having a good time.
Do locals come to play with you?
Absolutely.
Because I only see foreign faces right now.
No, there are a few locals. I hear a few guys had to leave a little bit early, but there are definitely a few locals. Also a bunch of people that may have gone abroad and come back, that learned the game abroad, and now they're back in their hometown Nanjing, and then they take the opportunity to play the games that they learned abroad, and also hang out with expats.
What's the language of instruction? For example, a local person wants to come and join. Is it in Chinese or in English?
It will be in English.
In English.
It will be in English, yes.
Do you know of local people playing the same game here in Chinese?
Yes. So there are two other stores in Nanjing where they play in Chinese specifically.
Who are your customers? Who orders commission painting?
Mostly working men, you know,
Working men.
Working guys. They're like, they want to play the game, they don't have time to paint the minis, but they want painted minis. That's one group of people. Another group of people is, like I said, there are people that just love the lore, the story, and they like, this is my favorite character in Warhammer, and they send it to me and ask me to paint it so they can put it on their display shelf or on their computer, on their PC box or something.
Who is your favorite character in Warhammer?
Mortarion. But not necessarily because of his story or anything. I just love Death Guard, and I love the model. The model is incredible.
Your customers, are they mostly Chinese, or do you get orders from overseas?
Mostly foreigners living in China. That's most of my clients. I have some Chinese clients, and I have some Hong Kong clients, and I'm currently working on going abroad.
How much is it for a figure?
So if you have an important character that's about this big, it's about 1,000 RMB. If you want to go super high quality, it can go up to 3,000 RMB.
For this size?
Yes, yes. It's skilled labor, so it's quite expensive. It's not cheap. We do high quality, we don't do fast. There's a difference, like you can quickly throw on a bunch of colors and from arm's length it looks okay. Or you can really put in a lot of effort and it looks amazing. So that's what we focus on the higher quality stuff.
How long have you been with your painters?
The one that's been with me the longest is Nee. She's been with me since November 2024.
How much do you pay them?
They get paid per commission.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a base salary when they start, which is, I'm not going to give the exact number, but it's okay.
It's okay for Nanjing, or it's
okay for Nanjing,
for a painter, or
it's okay for
it's
Nanjing.
okay for Nanjing.
It's
yeah.
okay for Nanjing.
All right.
And then
Working Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Yeah.
Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And once they finish the 2 months training, they start working. They get a percentage of the commission quote. So I pay them a percentage of that.
Before meeting Jan, I knew almost nothing about Warhammer 40k. What impressed me most wasn't just the game, it was Jan's journey. He came to China to work as a teacher, discovered a hobby he genuinely loved, and eventually turned that passion into a growing business. Along the way, he also created opportunities for others, training and working with a talented team of Chinese artists. It's a great reminder that sometimes the biggest opportunities come from places we never expect. Have you ever had a hobby that changed your life or led you into a completely different direction? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoy content like this, please like this video and subscribe for more stories about China through a foreigner's perspective.
But her face won't be